Okay, so the next question that we got on the menu today is asking where are the x and y axis located? Now, there's no answer that is always right. Meaning that, here in this diagram, they have x and y going vertically and horizontally. That is normally right in terms of the context, but where you set your axes depends on the situation. Okay? And another thing is that you typically don't want to have your x and y written here on the negative side. Typically you want to put it like this. So, we got a similar looking graph pattern. Here is positive, negative, and the same thing for the vertical. Positive and negative. Typically, you want to have your x and y, like your axis label, you typically want them on the positive side of the axis. So here, typically want labels and that's because sometimes in some applications you'll want to say hey, this is in the negative x direction, in the negative y direction. That's why you wouldn't normally want to have your x value and your y value on the negative sides of their axes. But keep in mind, this is all relative to the context that it's in. If you're talking about math, this is just going to be on your page and you're going to see that. But sometimes you want to use different axes for different types of situations. If you're moving in a curved path, you might not even want to use x, y at all. You might want to use polar coordinates. That's a story for another time. But where they are, x is typically horizontal, y is typically vertical, and where you put the label on that axis, normally you want it to be on the positive part of that axis. Because, as we see here, sometimes we need to say we're going the negative x direction, and if you have a positive x there, it could be confusing. So, it's this diagram is a little bit scary. Yeah. Okay. Positive, whereas the x and y labels are on the positive sides of their axes. Generally want to have the axis labels on the positive end of their axis, because sometimes we say things in the negative x direction.